JIKOOK fans are so focused on us and Taehyung that it seems like they have no time for anything else. Their obsession has reached a point where it no longer makes sense, it's both extreme and ridiculous. The most surprising thing is that they're using artificial intelligence to create edits, trying to drag us and Taehyung into their problems. Then, they complain in their own posts about things they themselves caused. It's a kind of vicious cycle where they create the drama and then act like victims. What kind of mentality does it take to do something like that? The show Are You Sure hasn't even started yet, but you can already predict what's going to happen. It's pretty clear that it will try to copy all those precious moments that Taekook gave us in their private time, away from the company cameras. Those authentic moments, where there were no scripts or directors, just the two of them and their connection. Now, others want to replicate that, but it's obvious that it will never be the same. It's like trying to paint a copy of a masterpiece. It may look similar on the outside, but it lacks the soul, the essence that only the original possesses. No matter what the JIKOOK clowns try, or all the garbage they spread, Taehyung and Jungkook are and always will be the original and only couple. Everything else is just an attempt to imitate them, a poor copy, a ship that never truly existed and only serves to sell merchandise and make money. It's a bit sad to see so many people spending their money on a show and products of a couple who, in reality, are just co-workers. There's nothing more to it than that, it's all a facade. And to top it all off, since Jimin's favorite said he wanted what Taehyung and Jungkook share, his brainless shippers started editing. They removed Taehyung from a picture and put Jimin in his place, specifically in the scene where Taehyung was sitting on Jungkook's lap. This only proves one thing: they desperately want their favorite to take Taehyung's place, something that, of course, will never happen. It's very clear that many of these people were hurt to see Taehyung so close to Jungkook, and that's why they resort to these digital manipulations to soothe their frustration. The level of delusion, madness, and stupidity on display seems otherworldly. These are the fans we have to deal with every day, people who don't accept reality and prefer to live in a fantasy world where their desires trump the truth. No matter how hard they try, no matter how excited they get with the scripted content they're given, they'll never have what we in Taekook have. They'll have remade scenes, forced moments, but we have the real memories, the proof of a deep and faithful love that Taehyung and Jungkook demonstrate to each other every day. Taehyung is Jungkook's entire universe, and Jungkook is Taehyung's entire universe. Everything else is just useless noise around them, futile attempts to dim a light that shines brightly on its own. As long as they continue with their edits and complaints, the real connection between Taehyung and Jungkook remains intact, waiting to be seen by those who truly know how to appreciate it. These are the moments when the tension between Taehyung and Jungkook becomes so palpable that we feel it vibrate through the screen. They aren't staged scenes, but genuine gifts they themselves have given us. They are moments that, by their intimate and personal nature, belong only to the two of them, a universe that shouldn't be shared with anyone else. However, there are times when Taekook seems to lose control of the barrier that separates them from the outside world, and in an incredibly beautiful and almost imperceptible way, they make us silent witnesses to their connection, as if we were the third wheel of a moment that belongs only to them. One of those moments is when Jungkook seems to have spent a large part of his life trying to control his impulses, especially his gaze. There was a part of Taehyung that drew him in a very particular way, and for a long time, he made a conscious effort not to focus his attention there. But authenticity always ends up coming to light, and in a live broadcast, Jungkook could no longer resist. Finally, we all saw that tender and profound gaze he gave Taehyung, a look that needed no words to express everything he felt. It was a fleeting moment, but so full of meaning that those who saw it understood instantly. On another occasion, during a different livestream, the roles were reversed. It was Taehyung who, from the moment Jungkook entered the room, devoured him with his eyes. The connection was so evident that it seemed as if the rest of the world had stopped. Jungkook mentioned that he wanted to take a shower, but this playful and mischievous boy, Taehyung, didn't hesitate and said he wanted to shower too, not letting Jungkook go alone. And as if all that intensity wasn't enough, there was a moment when Jungkook had to put his hand under Taehyung's butt, a spontaneous gesture that only added fuel to a fire that was already burning brightly. It's these kinds of actions that show us their bond goes far beyond what meets the eye, a non-verbal language that only the two of them seem to understand perfectly. There are other memories of Taehyung and Jungkook that have given us goosebumps and those butterflies in our stomachs that only appear when we witness true love and desire. One of those moments was when Taehyung, in an almost protective way, held Jungkook in his arms. His hand glided with incredible smoothness over Jungkook's body, a gesture that blended possession and tenderness in equal measure. Jungkook responded in kind, touching Taehyung very subtly, passing so close to him, brushing against him, as if Taehyung's personal space were the only place he could move in the entire room, as if his body were magnetized by the others. These aren't moments created for a camera. They're real scenes, completely unscripted, born directly from the deep love and affection they share. These are moments that clowns, those who only seek to create farces and drama, will never be able to experience or even imagine, because what Taehyung and Jungkook have is real. Everything else is simply camera, action. Written and prepared content might have 8 episodes per scenario, planned down to the last detail, but we are fortunate enough to witness countless authentic and real moments that Taekook gives us every day, without the need for scripts or acting. There are many memories of Taehyung and Jungkook that can send shivers down your spine and evoke that pleasant feeling in your stomach, that fluttering sensation that only appears when you're in the presence of a love and desire that are completely real. One of those unforgettable moments was when Taehyung, in a way that seemed almost instinctive and protective, wrapped his arms around Jungkook, creating a kind of human cage with his own body. His hand moved over Jungkook's torso with astonishing delicacy, a touch that perfectly blended a feeling of possession with immense tenderness. It was as if he were marking his territory, but at the same time protecting what was most precious to him. For his part, Jungkook didn't hold back. He responded with the same intensity, touching Taehyung in a very subtle yet very clear way. He moved so close to him, constantly brushing against him, as if Taehyung's personal space was the only safe and comfortable place in the entire room, the only place where he truly belonged. If you observe them closely, it's impossible not to notice how they silently seek each other out, how every tiny movement seems designed solely for the other person, even though it's actually completely spontaneous and unthinking. And that chemistry is what makes every live stream, every shared moment, every simple interaction between them feel unique and unrepeatable. Because there's no one else who makes them feel that way, nor anyone else who can understand them so deeply. It's something simple, direct, and so easy to perceive for anyone who wants to see reality without filters or prejudices. The connection between Taehyung and Jungkook is evident in every detail, in every glance, and in every shared gesture. It's not something that can be easily faked, because the spontaneity of their actions speaks for itself. When they're together, a special atmosphere is created that envelopes those who observe them, a feeling that something deeper and more meaningful is happening between them. They don't need grand declarations or exaggerated gestures to show what they feel, because their everyday actions say it all. The way they care for, protect, and seek each other out is a clear example of the connection in their relationship. It's a nonverbal language that only the two of them seem to fully understand, but which somehow also manages to be transmitted to others. Taekookers can clearly see this dynamic, which goes beyond simple friendship or camaraderie. It's a connection that transcends conventional labels and is based on genuine and deep affection. Every time they interact, they leave small clues about their relationship, clues that, for those who know how to see, are very revealing. The naturalness with which they touch, look at, and smile at each other is something that can't be taught or learned. It simply arises spontaneously between them. It's this spontaneity that makes their bond so special and so different from any other. There's nothing forced in their behavior, everything flows naturally and smoothly, as if they were always destined to be together. In their eyes, you can see a special sparkle when they're close, a glimmer that betrays the happiness they feel in each other's company. It's a small detail, but it speaks volumes about the depth of their feelings. The way they support each other, through thick and thin, is another clear example of the strength of their relationship. They are always there for one another, offering support, comfort, and joy.